Hi, it's Thursday. Okay, I can't lie. It's actually Wednesday, but because I'm coming home tomorrow, I figured that I wouldn't have time to properly make a video, so I'm just gonna upload it tomorrow. So this is like a message from yesterday, which is actually today for me, but it's yesterday for you. And it's tomorrow from yesterday, but that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, so today I'm in the really fancy TV room. And it's really fancy. Look at the pretty new TV over there. It's all fancy and whatnot, and there's like handprints and things, and it's really plain, but there's really comfy chairs, which is something I'm sitting in right now. But like, so like Thursdays are days that we teach each other things, right? Well, I mean, there's a lot that I could teach you because I'm older and wiser and better than you, but at the same time, there's like nothing I could teach you because I don't know things. So, I'm actually gonna make this video and like talk about, like what I learned today in class, which was really thought-provoking and crazy. So like, I had to read this story, right, by Shirley Jackson called The Lottery, and it's a short story, and if you want to read it, do it because it's really good, and it's kind of insanely good, and, I don't know, like, it's weird because, like, I'm not gonna give away the end, but the end, there's such a big twist, and I'm gonna give away the end because, spoiler alert, like, it's not a lottery. It's not really a lottery. They're, like, drawing to kill people, and I just don't understand. It's like the Hunger Games, but worse, because, like, they don't just make kids kill each other. They freaking give them rocks and, like, make you stone your mother. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, what is going on with that? I don't actually know what my point is about this, other than it was really good and really thought-provoking, and, like, it makes you question, like, the way that you look at things, because for us, that's freaking ridiculous, right? And when this story was first published in the New York Times, there a lot of readers wrote in and they were like, this is bullshit. I'm never reading this frickin' paper again because this is the stupidest thing I've ever read, and it's ridiculous and it's crazy, and why are people killing each other? Why do you draw names as to who dies? And like, the worst part is that like a kid could be called, like just this little kid who couldn't even hold his own slip of paper could have died. And not just like died, oh no, I got a disease and I'm dead. No, like, I'm going to throw rocks at you until you're dead. Like, what? What? It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But like, that's just the way that we're looking at it. If you look at it the way that they look at it, which is just a tradition and a ritual that they've been doing for as long as they can remember, to the point where they don't even remember some of the really specific details, like what the caller is supposed to say, or like do a little dance, or like things like that, that they don't know what that was supposed to be, but because it's been ingrained in their culture for so long, they just keep doing the parts that they do remember, the parts that they do know for sure are what they're supposed to do, which is draw out little slips of paper, and whoever gets the one with the black dot fucking dies. Like, I just can't grasp that. But at the same time, that, like, that's the point. The point is that, like, my culture is different than, like, say someone else's culture, and a culture is different than that. We have to, like, we can't all look at something from the same way. And if we do, that just shows, like, how closed-minded we can be as people. Like, because I think that's crazy, like, someone else, though, might think, for instance, someone walking down the hall right now probably thinks, what the hell is she doing walking into a video camera? And honestly, I'm kind of thinking that because, you know, like, I'm not, like, comfortable just, like, sitting here talking to a video camera, but, you know, things you gotta do when you gotta do things. And it's a lot cooler in here than it is in my bedroom, and there's so many fans going, and you probably wouldn't even be able to hear me correctly anyways. But anyways, so, like, that's just, like, I don't even know how to handle that situation. Like, the example we used in class was, like, take, for instance, a clock. And there's no clocks in this room, which is kind of odd and bizarre. But, like, just an analog clock. And if you, like, look at it, like the little circle that it is, because most clocks are circles, and you just, you recognize it, you know what it means. You know that if you look at it and one long stick is pointing at a number and the shorter stick is pointing at a shorter number, you can tell what time it's supposed to be according to where you're at or whatever time the clock is programmed to be at. But like, if I didn't know what that was supposed to be, if I just looked at it and I just saw this round object with little sticks ticking at different times, yet they're all static and they all have a certain beat, and like, I mean, maybe I know what numbers are, maybe I don't, but like, you have to defamiliarize yourself with things to like properly grasp literature. And that was like the whole point of the lesson that I had today, was like defamiliarization. And like, I don't know how to necessarily feel about defamiliarization, because obviously if I'm familiar with it, I'm familiar with it, so that makes sense. But like, I feel like it's the best way to properly grasp a lot of literature. And if you can't defamiliarize yourself, it's something that you should really practice. So like, I don't even know. I just can't stop thinking about that story that I read and like different people's reactions. Like, my first reaction was like, holy shit, they just freaking killed that lady because she had a slip of paper with a black dot on it. Like, what? I can't even, like, I don't know. And then like, after a while, because like our culture is so used to like gruesome random death things like that like it just faded away. It wasn't something like that was so overpowering to me that I was gonna like write a frickin' letter to the author, to the editor of the newspaper, and say that it was bullshit. No, like, I'm just so defamiliarized, like I'm just so ingrained in the idea that kind of stuff is fiction and it happens. And like, at the same time though, like, it's sad. Like, this little kid who can't even frickin' hold his own piece of paper just had to watch his mom get stoned to death. And like, that's not a reaction that the original readers had. Like, that wasn't a reoccurring thing in the letter. No, I mean, like, they were like, oh, I'm never reading this paper again, and this author is shit, and just freaking lots of really negative things. But like, and a lot of people were confused because it's confusing. Like, why? What kind of society is that alright in? It's something we don't understand because we just don't understand it. It's not something that our culture understands. But then, like, now our culture being different than the culture in 1948 when this was written is like so drastically different that it's not just something that we can't grasp as fiction like they couldn't grasp as fiction. It's just something, it's just crazy, and just change and words, and there's just so much that you can do with literature, Allie. It's just ridiculous. Like, there's just so much. I just am so glad to be studying it. That is the moral of this, is pay attention in English class. That's what I'm trying to get through here. And read this frickin' story, because it's cray. It's just crazy. Also, I would also like to teach you lesson number 2 from me, okay? So yesterday I went to Walmart to buy snack food because I really just wanted munchies and I don't have any in my dorm. And so like, I went and I got like Chex Mix, and I got like frickin' Arnold Palmer tea things, right? And so it was like, I didn't have enough cash for it. So I was like, okay, well, I can rationalize using my debit card for this because obviously I want to pay for it because I want it. So I used my debit card for it. And then I was like, well, now I can rationalize going and buying fast food for dinner because I have cash. So, I mean, maybe not the best rationalization and probably not the most responsible thing to do, but I did. And so I went to Taco Bell, which is the only fast food place I regularly eat at because it's the only thing I like. And that's another big difference between you and I, is you don't like Taco Bell, and I think that's just the shit. Like, that's the only place I care about. But anyways, and so I got the $5 box, right? And that has like the Cool Ranch taco, and it has like a burrito, and it has like a regular taco, right? So there's 3 things plus your drink. And so like I got home and I was like munching away and I ate the Cool Ranch taco first because I mean I used to eat it last, but then you know just sometimes it gets a little soggy and whatever. And then I ate the burrito. And then I come up with the problem that I was like not hungry anymore. Like I had to force myself to finish the burrito. And I've had this problem like almost every single time I've freaking bought one of these boxes. And it's ridiculous. It's a terrible problem. So I'm like, well, I mean, I don't want to throw away a taco. And when you're at the store, when you're in the drive-thru, like, it's more expensive to get a drink and a burrito and just the Dorito taco than it is just to buy the $5 box. And so, like, I just have this issue of, like, what to do with this freaking taco. And this is yesterday's taco, and I still don't know what to do with it. But I think right now I'm just gonna eat it because I haven't eaten anything today, and a day-old taco is definitely not the worst I can do. So like, guess I'm just gonna dig into taco here. So, I mean, I don't really want to do this, but I'm gonna do it because otherwise I feel like I wasted money that I don't have to waste. And look at that, look, it's like stuck to the freaking paper. This is such a bad decision right now, but I'm doing it anyways. Day old, not refrigerated taco. That's how you do it. And this is just not actually that bad. I was anticipating a lot worse. Honestly, the only bad part is the tortilla, because it's kind of not so soft shell anymore. It's getting stuck in my teeth. I know this is what you want to do today. You wanted to watch me eat a taco after talking about a short story where a girl gets killed. I was just thinking, you know, what does Allie want to learn about today? She wants to learn being a college student means you eat day-old tacos when it's like 4 o'clock and you want to eat. But you don't want to go to dinner yet. And you don't really want to ever go to dinner. Because the marketplace is scary. And there's a lot of people. It's just so scary. But I'm thinking of going with the rest of my haul today to the marketplace for dinner. I don't know though. It's a big commitment to like want to eat with people. I mean, then again, these are the same people that are walking by and watching me like talking to a camera. But yeah. So I mean, I'm glad we haven't put a cap on like how long these videos can be, because this is like gonna be like 14.5 minutes long. Kind of crazy. Alright. So, end of story. And taco is that I miss you, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow, and I'm excited, and I love you.